Okay, here it is a production of parallel feeder. Okay, before case we are discussing about production of parallel feeders. Here there is only two feeders that are connected between generating station and load center. Here there are three feeders and three feeders are connected between the generating station and load center. Load center is nothing but substation. And here the feeders A, B, C. They are connected between the substation and generating station. And to protect the feeders A, B, C, here we are using our protective scheme. Generally, to protect any one feeder, at the two ends of the feeder, we are using our protective scheme. Okay, what is our protective scheme? It consists of circuit breaker, it consists of relays, and it consists of isolators and lightning arresters. Any protective switchgear components. These switchgear components are used at the starting end and the receiving end of the feeder, and it is a feeder. And here we are using our protective schemes. And here the relays, okay, 1, 2, 3 are connected towards the source end, and the relays 4, 5, 6 are connected towards the load end. Already we know that the relays located at the source end, they are non-directional relays. And non-directional means the relay which are operated in any direction of current. Okay, then next one, the relays which are connected at the load end, that has directional characteristics. Direction means the relays will be operated for the specific direction of current. The specification is arrow mark. Only the current will be flowing in this direction. The relays will be operated. Then let us assume some fault will be produced on the feeder B at point F. Okay, then it is a fault point. Then for the fault point, during normal operation, without any fault, during normal operation, the current will be flowing in this direction. The current will be flowing in this direction. And here also, the current will be flowing in this direction. And during fault point, okay, the fault will be produced on the feeder B at the point F. During this case, okay, what is the fault current direction? First, the fault current will be directly fed from generating stations to fault point through the feeder B. Let us assume it is a first path. And next one, what is the second path? That is from source generating bus bar to feeder A to load bus bar, and load bus bar to fault point. It is, let us assume it is a second path. And what is the third path? That is from generating station bus bar to feeder C, and feeder C to load bus bar, and load bus bar to fault point. Let us assume it is a path 3. There are 3 paths, and in that 3 paths, which relays are operated and which relays are not operated. Already here the source end, these 3 relays are non-directional relays. The 3 relays are non-directional, so that these 3 relays will be operated. Actually, these 3 relays will be operated because the magnitude of fault current will be more than the pickup value, so, more than the presetting value. So that relay 1, 2, 3 will be operated. And then here first path, so that the relay will be operated. And second path, first here relay 1 will be operated, and relay 4. Okay, what is the direction of current? In this direction. But what is the direction of relay current? In this direction. So it is the opposite to the operating current. So that the relay will be not operated. The relay 4 will be not operated. And next one, okay, relay, what is the third path? That is from generating stations to feeder C, and feeder C to fault point. Then here, what is the direction of current? Here the direction of current is, okay, here the direction of current is from 6 relay ki opposite direction. So that the relay 6 is not operated. And here the relay 4 and the relay 6 will be not operated. And what is the relay 5? Then the fault current direction will be in this direction. That is same as that of fault current direction. Here also the direction of current will be same as that of fault current direction. So that the relay 5 will be operated. Which relays are operated? 1, 2, 3 and 5 relays will be operated. And relay 4 and 6 will be not operated. So that here in these 4 relays, for example, these 4 relays will be operated. Then what happens? The total system will be shut down. The 3 feeders will be shut down from the source. Here it is a drawback. It is a undesirable condition. First here the relay 5 will be operated. Okay. Then due to the operation of relay, okay, there is no drawback. But here the relay 1 and 3 will be operated without any fault in the particular feeders. Only the relay 5 and the relay 2 will be operated. It should be operated in order to isolate the faulty section. And here okay, we can protect the mal-operation of the relay 1 and 3. Then we are using non-directional overcurrent relays. Okay, then here what is the overcurrent relay? What is the purpose of IDMD relay? Here IDMD, it is inverse definite minimum time relays. The relay operation is depending upon a inverse characteristics. Okay, here as comparing by comparing these three feeders. Okay, feeder 1, what is the length of the fall? That it will be minimum as compared with the feeder 1 and as compared with the feeder C. Okay, as compared with the feeder A, as compared with the feeder C, the distance of feeder B will be minimum. Okay, due to the less distance, what is the magnitude of fault current? That will be maximum. Here, due to the maximum distance, what is the magnitude of fault current? That will be minimum. And here also, the magnitude of fault current will be minimum. So that as compared with the feeder A and feeder C, the feeder B has a more magnitude of fault current. So that due to the high magnitude of fault current, the time of operation of the relay 2 will be minimum as compared with the time of operation of the relay 1 and time of operation of the relay 3. So that before operation of 1 and 3 relays, relay 2 will be operated. Once already relay 5 will be operated, then it opens and relay 2 will be operated before the operation of 1 and 3. So that it is also operated. Once these two relays are operated, only the faulty section will be isolated from the system. So that there is no operation of the healthy system. Then in this way, we can protect our feeders without interrupting the other feeders. It is a protection of parallel feeders. Okay, for example, if the fault will be operated in the feeder A, in this case also only the relay 4 and 1 will be operated without operation of 5 and 6, 2 and 3. So that only the faulty section will be isolated from the rest of the system. Then it is a story about production of parallel feeders. Continue.